Hey everyone, it's Krista here. We need to get this fuel pump flange done. Um, we're, usually I'm not super prepared with stuff. Hey, surprise, surprise. But I think I got enough stuff together. We'll be able to do that. Okay. So this is like my workbench cart. And so like this is the flange. This is our more legacy flange. We have a few of these left. And sort of this is the foundation of how it's going to work. We're going to have this bracket to hold the pump, and then we're going to have a hose, a filter, a hose to this pressure outlet side. But we need to do some prep to this. So let's make it to where you have a little bit better view, maybe. All right, let's try this angle. Okay. Sure. But no, you still can't see. Dang. We're going to be doing this dance a lot. I can already tell. We're going to be doing this dance a lot. Okay, so all right, here's our table. A whole bunch of the parts that go into making this tank or this fuel pump flange for the tank. So one of the first things we have to do, this sticks out over the edge, so we're going to need to trim that, but we also need to bend this up. So let's go ahead and take this off. Actually, before we take this off, okay, and we're already getting the ADD crazies going. Woot! All right, so that goes there. We need a Sharpie. So we'll kind of draw on that line. We need to cut that line off. Usually, a sane person would do a bunch of these ahead of time and have those ready. Well, I'm not exactly a sane person. How the heck do we get... It's just so strange with this camera. Like, I don't know why it makes me so stupid. I should probably put some gloves on. So let's do that. Usually I'll reuse gloves once you're... Oh, those are kind of ugly. I'll reuse gloves for things that are not critical for a finish, or until they're so trashed from the chemicals or whatever that they're gross, or until I destroy them. So I'll get a few uses. I change them out frequently enough that it sort of makes some sense to try to do a little bit of saving. Okay, so this is one of my fun little carts. This is a shear from Harbor Freight. Is that the right word? A shear? I think so. So how the heck are we going to do this so you can see something? I don't know. So I want to cut off that bit where I had the marker. Well, that works pretty well. So I'll do this one too. Sort of nibble at it a little bit. So yeah, these are just clamps that go to conduit. So they hook into, gosh, my brain is just done today. They hook into super strut and they're pipe clamps. Now the next step is I need to straighten up that angle some. Oh, there we go. Sort of like a 45. Well, one's a little bit more better. So now, let's bring this in. Well, you think I just started rolling these carts around like yesterday, as awkward as I'm doing this. And we still, how, you're like still above me and I can't see. That's crazy. Okay, angle you up just a little. No, that still doesn't do it. Yeah, it's just I'm never gonna get that angle right. I don't get it. Oh well. What if we just work sideways? Oh, there's a plan. Instead of like across the table, we work next to the table. I don't know. This camera thing. So let's take our plate. Let's take one of our gizmos. Can't see anything. Dang. All right, so when we do this plate, we need to make sure that our bracket misses the hole where the sending unit goes. Also, when you put this in, you need to make sure that your pump is going to miss the tank. So this might be just a touch high. We'll give it a little bit of a tweak. That's good. All right, we can continue with the process in general. Let's take this back off. So we like this one's angle. Oh, they're just about perfect on each other, so that's great. We'll add this to later kits. Okay, what are we doing? We are, oh yeah, we need to test this. So we have a legacy sending unit from way back. Yeah, the field of view on this camera is just really strange. I'm not sure what we're gonna do. So we're just double checking that before I send this to a customer to put on their bike, that the threads work on the threads of the flange. That's something I always double check. All right, now let's figure out what to do with y'all. And well, there you go. Maybe. Sure, who cares? Who knows? All right. So next up, we put this on the inside. So the raised one is the master out, and Mazel put an M on it now with paint. And this one is return. Can't see, you can see the back. Okay. I mean, intuitively, you would think I need to be closer to y'all, but no, I need to be further away. Now I want to like move the cart too. Nope. So the first thing we need to do is put the outlet fitting from the fuel pump on the inside. And we're doing this now because sometimes you put that bracket on for the pump, and then this guy doesn't have full range of being able to twist. All right, so obviously I cannot speak and apply tape at the same time. Probably time to double check my meds. Go crazy. All right, so when you put the tape on, make sure you don't intrude into the middle. Make sure you get the correct hole, the right hole. And somewhere is a wrench. What size do you think it is? I think it's half or 9/16, I guess. Oh, it's going to be a problem. Can we get it around another 180? Okay. And we'll use a croissant wrench. Goodness. Well, I guarantee this ain't going to be leaking. Holy crap. We need just a little bit more. There we go. Okay, so now that's pointing away from the hole 2 on the other side. Put our croissant wrench back. Oh, gosh. So now we take a little flange bracket. And it's going to be noisy. Okay. Next up, I have a dead fuel pump. And we're going to rig this fella up. Actually, where did that thing go? So we're going to use a larger size hose clamp. we've got our large hose clamp on, and it's kind of pre-shaped now where it needs to go. We're going to prep the hoses. So we have our 8-inch hose that has 1/4 and 5/16. Then we have our 6-inch, 6.5-inch hose that's 5/16 at both ends. We buy you a brand new Wix fuel filter. And we take everything that came in this box except for the filter, and we just put it in this random box over here. It has an arrow. I point the arrow towards, you can't see. This view sucks. There you go. I point it towards the fuel flange that you still can't see. Maybe I should try a different camera. I bought a different 4K camera for the house. We'll see how it goes, maybe. All right, so these are the little hose clamps we supply. Get these rigged up. So I'm sure they're metric, but like I use one of my favorite tools on the planet. This is from Harbor Freight too. It's a little, I don't know if you call it a card or holder, but it's got a bunch of nut drivers for impacts. And what's kind of awesome is that it's got like the 30 seconds, so you can sort of fit anything. So we're going to loosen up our hose clamps. No one said hi. Okay. Let's see. Small end, big end. Now I'm pointing the sharp edges away from the flange. Maybe I'll point them this way underneath. That works. And I give them just a little bit of tightening there towards the end. So I'm going to use these to be like a handle to help shove them onto their fittings. So I kind of just put them in a row. Those two, the pump is leaving, or the filter. Now we have 2 more of those hose clamps for the other pipe. This pipe is flared more, so we definitely need to loosen the screws, if not remove them altogether. So now if you get one of our EFI tanks and then you also purchase an FP 916 fuel pump, I will install the fuel pump with this when I'm building the plate. Oh, these hose clamps are grumpy. It's kind of crazy. We buy up our vendors of their supplies of hose clamps, like frequently. Yeah, that one's pretty grumpy. We'll see if we can get him back on okay. I mean, we've got a couple sizes of these, so in theory, we could go find one of the other ones that maybe doesn't fit quite as tight. Oh dear. That sucker really does not want to go back. These are pretty nice and stiff hose clamps. I'll give you that. They don't suck. All right, I guess, what are we doing? Oh, here's some pliers. Okay, let's try pliers next and see what we get. If I can't make these work on this larger hose, I'm going to have to go get different clamps from another manufacturer. This is like some of the fiddly crap that just sucks with the aftermarket. There's not much you can do about it, honestly. You gotta fuss with things that just aren't quite perfect, like it wasn't made that way, and then folks get grumpy and frustrated. Wow, holy crap. All right, let's give this another shot. All right, so that at least works. Oh, goodness, that was a lot of work. So yeah, this goes into making these. We definitely don't make enough money to really pay for all this work on them, but what else? I never really could bring myself to just hand everyone the parts and say, here you go, figure it out. But now that I have a great video, maybe I can do that. Let's get some heat going. So this corrugated pipe it's not flexible, so you heat it to make it malleable. Hope you heat it enough to get it all the way on. Yep, okay. Heat up the other end. Remember, make sure the arrow is pointing out. Heat up this other end. This is the one that would go to the pump. Now, if you did buy the pump, then I would be also heating up the furthest end to put onto the pump itself. But instead, I'm just going to leave that hanging. Not enough heat. Ow, hot, ow, hot, ow, hot. There we go. Okay. Now it goes to cool. Put that on the floor. Let's see if we can convince this thing to go across the nub. I don't think we can, and that sucks kind of, because now we're going to have to fight with that hose clamp. There we go. Okay, maybe it won't be so bad. Famous last words. Oh, sweet. See if we can get this side going. I think it's going to fight us. Oh. All right, so now OCD kicks in. We want them to both be pointing the same way. All right, so we've got the hose installed, and we'll just give it a little bit more. That one is frozen. It's not going anywhere. All right, we'll give these two a little bit more. If it can't twist, it's tight enough, it's not going to leak. This one I'm going to move a little bit closer to the, there we go, right in the middle. Misses the hole. That's not going anywhere. Perfect. All right. So this will go like that onto the pump, and then that flops around and bangs in your tank and makes lots of noise. But no one's complained about it in decades, so it's all good. An O-ring is going to go there. Now on this side, we have to put on our quick connect fittings. So part of the problem with quick connect fittings is that folks have them in the lock position and then they try to put the other fitting in. So always make sure you've got your locking plate slid over and the little nub is up before trying to insert your quick fitting. It's easy to bump it, and then that gets in the way, and it's got those two sharp points there, and it can cut the O-ring on your connector. So you always need to make sure you've got these little suckers pushed in and that nub sticking out. Okay, so we're going to get a little more tape. And definitely make sure there's none of this stuff in the middle. These quick connect fittings have the shut-off valves in them, and that makes them a little bit fussy. So I sort of make a point on that. And these are like, I don't think they're Teflon, but they're probably white Delrin or acetal. Oh gosh, why aren't you? Jeez. Okay. These things are like pretty hideously expensive, and so we found a supplier in China that makes them, and they've been good to us with pricing and with quality. We've had great luck with these. Only once or twice we've had people be like, "Oh, it broke." I'm like, "Well, we'll send you another one." They said, "Oh, really? Yeah, okay. Be easier, take it easy on them. These actually don't suck." Like, for real, they don't. Like, I was fully expecting to have to just not sell these and just tell people to spend way too much money from the American manufacturer. I'm assuming they're in America. Who knows? Okay. We're not intruding. I guess we're going to drop our O-ring, so might as well just take care of that. And we're going to get this one started. In theory, I have a wrench dedicated for the sole purpose of tightening this, and that might be in here. In theory. Allegedly. Nope, there's no wrench. All right, so we're going to go get, well, we have a 9/16 here, but I think it's too small. Yep, it's a 5/8. And I kind of just tighten them down all the way. Okay. I mean, I'm sure if you try hard enough, you can break them. I mean, that's pretty good. Very rarely somebody will give the feedback of, oh, I had to tighten up the quick connectors a little bit. It's like, okay. And if somebody worries, I'm like, well, just take care of it. And if you break it because it's leaking, then I'll wrap some more stuff around it and send you another one. One fellow wanted to just send us the whole flange and have me rebuild it. That's fine. I don't, whatever works. All right, now what I'm going to do is my usual kind of BS of trying to rig the hose clamp where it belongs and this. So for that, I typically use leftover solid copper wire. So when I rebuilt the oven, there was a lot of 14 gauge solid, and I got rid of it and put in stranded. And so I've been using that solid as kind of like cable ties, but I don't see any handy, so I guess we're not doing that right now. That's fine. Well, here's a little bitty bit. Maybe that'll work for something. So I like to kind of attach that hose clamp on here so people see what my intention is. Of course, all this stuff is so fiddly. So I sort of just crisscross a couple of these here and hope they stay and hold. And I don't know. It just... it is what it is, and it sucks a little. All right, so when you get this, you're supposed to know to use that for your fuel pump. Now let's take this guy here and I'll just zip tie him to just all the zip ties. Let's go get a new thing of our wire. I think I know where I have a bundle. Let's just do it the right way. Here we go. We have some solid copper. I run it around above the hose clamp. Run it past here. Loop it around the hose clamp and just cut off the excess. All right, so there's your fuel flange. You put your pump in there and it really looks like crap. I don't know what to do with this. There we go. All right, so that sort of simulates a fuel pump. Kind of a quickie test fit. Our O-ring is being super annoying. All right, there's your test fit. That's totally gonna work. Okay. Flange part is done. Set that over here. Next up, we provide the seat bracket. And then instead of those weirdo custom-made bushings from Ducati that probably aren't available anymore, we're just going to cut some PVC, I think it is, hose. Wow. I guess today this tool is right-handed. Of course, you know, doing stuff on video never makes things easier. And then we cut our bushing thing in half. To let a customer know it goes in here on the seat bracket. I put them on a piece of copper. There you go. Instead of a cable tie, we use the piece of copper. Okay. The next little bit of technology, we supply a really short, I think they call that button head. So that goes in the front of the bracket because the fuel tank pivots down onto it. And when the amazing folks built the tank, they just didn't care at all when they built the mold. Oh, great. Hey, thanks, Texas Two-Wheeler. I'm glad we could help. All right. So this is all the fiddly stuff that goes in with trying to make something to where people know what it's supposed to do, and like rather than just have a complete bag of parts, I try to sort of help with stuff. Like if I zip tie this screw to this bracket, there's a high chance you're going to use it. All right, shorten those up a little bit. All right, so that's the bracket. Hey, that's what you're gonna get in the tank. So I have a couple printouts I do. This one here is for the S2R and the EFI types. It says, hey, there's this great big fuse blocky thing. Undo the clip here and move around to the side. Here's a little install sheet where I tell you how to build the flange and the design intent, and then show you how to put it in the tank. This little sheet's more for me than the customer. So we've got the quick connectors, we've got the two hoses, we've got the filter, that, those, that. These are next, and those. Okay, I got all this stuff. And this I don't usually give people. I just kind of keep here. All right, so all this kit crap can go away. Kit crap. That's funny. Some of these tools are dedicated to this task, and those will stay in these two bins. The other stuff I use for too many other projects. Okay, a little bit of trash. Okay, so we'll just set this. Here's a spot. Sure. Okay, that's fine. I'll find it again someday. This goes here. Okay. We put away our screws we need. All right. So we're going to get our blanket and we're going to install that plate onto this customer's tank. This is going to a shop, so I don't even know who the customer is. That's fine. It's a shop. I emailed them this morning and said, I'm very sorry how late I'm running with everything. Still dealing with more chips. Okay. Where did I put my box? Okay, now we need the 16s. We use the same 6 low button head 6 by 6 millimeter screws, except for instead of 12, they're 16s. Now, when you're going to go to put the flange in, it sucks a little bit because you have to sort of bend things around and cheat. And then you have to make sure you don't scratch the surface where the O-ring goes. And then you also have to figure out how, my stupid little clamp thing's trying to screw up now. Wow, okay. Dang. I will not throw things across the shop. I will not throw things across the shop. All right, so let's just stuff this stuff in here somehow, anyhow. right. .4mm Allen, that's always present. I wish people didn't have such an affinity for hex head tools, or fasteners. I would totally just put Phillips head fasteners in there because that's what I would use on my own bike. But people want the impression of something better. So even if it's not better, we provide the impression of it being better. So this is how we adapt the tank to fit onto metal tank EFI Monsters. Now, if you have a carbureted Monster, it's even easier. We just put an elbow fitting in and block the other one and call it a day. We do not provide the quick connect fittings with the carbureted bikes because the valve inside that fitting is stronger than the vacuum fuel pump can draw through, and that's just not good. We've got our fitting that goes under here, so you can run a hose to the drain. Next up, we're going to write on this our part number and information. I'm going to get a practice go on here. Okay. MTT 43 Octothorpe 114, and I write MFG for the manufacture date 9/2/2022, made in USA, 4.3 US gallons. And then that enables us to self-certify as being DOT compliant with a fuel tank manufacturer. And then I also write pressure tested. Now that diode lasers are up into the 30-ish watt range, I can probably etch the mold and have that a nice, much more professional presentation for all that information other than the date and the quote-unquote serial number. Okay, what's next? Oh, we're going to hit it with the spray. We're going to go pick up a microfiber towel from the other room, and also the stuff to wrap the tank with. Opening. There's the opening. Do I have everything I need? Maybe. That'd be nice. No, I didn't bring the little Ziploc bag I need. That sucks. That's okay. So this is sort of the magic for our finish on our tanks. It's Maxima SC1. It's pretty incredible. So I grab a brand new microfiber towel, and then this stays with the tank. All the static. But this stuff is pretty awesome on our tanks. Probably to keep the finish up, you should use either a ceramic thing or wax. So the next steps are, we're going to put a little more back here. So next up, I take and place this over the tank. I think I'm going to do it this way. Oh, look, it pulled these chips out with its static cling. So what I do now is I take the parts and put them in a Ziploc bag. Then I'm going to wrap the tank with plastic, and then I'm going to put little cushions on 4 places to make sure that nothing happens during shipping. So thanks y'all for watching, and thanks Texas for coming in and saying, hey, I'm glad we have parts for your bike and help keep you riding and smiling. So we'll see y'all later. Yeah, that was the fuel flange, and that's sort of the last steps of making this tank. So it's all kind of crazy how things are related, not related, touching, not touching, but it's all a mystery. So thanks so much, and we'll see you later on the next stream. Bye.